Welcome back to my channel. My name is YOODOO and I am a 30-year-old stay-at-home dad currently living in the countryside of Australia with my 3 kids and my wife. I'm currently making my main income as a musician through streaming royalties and getting my songs used on TV shows, movies, and video games. And every morning we start off the day by feeding the chicken and making sure that they're all okay, and also collecting the eggs, and we got 3 today this morning. I'm going to be using this for my special Japanese breakfast. So today in this video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite cheap $1 Japanese meal that I make almost every day, and because I ran out of some of the ingredients, I'm going to be taking a long 1-hour walk and 2-hour train ride each way to the city to buy some cheap ingredients in Brisbane, and just to save costs on money, I'm going to be taking the 50-cent train. But before I embark on this long journey, I'm going to have a bit of chill time and have a nice cup of coffee, and I can enjoy it right outside. Even though I love getting coffee at cafes because Australian coffee is really good, it is the best way to budget in our situation to make our own. But because we grind our own coffee, it's surprisingly still pretty good. One of the main benefits of being in the rural parts of Australia is all the clean air and the beautiful sounds that you hear in the morning, and that's something that I enjoy while having my cup of coffee in the morning. Well, now I'm starting to get hungry, so the quicker I get to the city and the quicker I get back, the faster I can eat my yummy $1 Japanese meal. And whenever I go off, I always have at least one animal send me off, and today it's this little pony. See you later, buddy. And because I wanted a little snack on the train, I'm just going to grab some of these mandarins that we get for free that grow on the property. Even though it's only a 5 to 6 minute drive from my house to the station, I prefer walking sometimes because it's really good exercise, and the fact that it's just really enjoyable walk is another reason why I prefer to make the effort. The only downside is that there's no footpath, so it can be a bit dangerous when cars are driving by. This is a 1-hour walk that I used to do all the time, and I still sometimes do, especially when I sell t-shirts or anything on Instagram. I usually go to the post office, and it gives me an excuse to walk outside and enjoy nature and all the green trees. I also love seeing all these little creeks on the side of the road. Now to walk to the station, and yes, it is very hilly sometimes, it gets very uphill. One of the best things about this trip is that this train ride is only 50 cents and I can go all the way to the city, which is 2 hours on the train for only 50 cents. And if you use your ticket within the few hour time frame, you're allowed to use it unlimited. And I sometimes just buy train tickets so I can ride the train and enjoy the views, because that's something I used to do in Japan as well. I get on the Osaka loop line and just go around for hours and just sleep in the train and basically just get out when I want to. So let's go. Because I usually have a very long trip every time I go to the city, I usually try to bring stuff and work on things on the train, like even mixing my music and even writing down scripts and things that I want to make for YouTube videos. And now's a great chance for me to say thanks to all the new subscribers and people who've been following me on this YouTube channel. I'm currently sitting around 12,000 subscribers, and all the people that have been donating on my Ko-fi for supporting this YouTube channel, I really appreciate it because you know who you are and it's a lot of money that you guys have donated, so thank you. Getting support through Ko-fi and also the really nice comments that you guys leave on the videos really helps inspire me make more videos, so I really appreciate it. So now that I've arrived to the city, I'm just gonna hop on another bus because I want to see the city, and luckily the 50-cent fare covers all buses and trains and even city cats, which are these little ferries that go around the city. I really do enjoy the alone time that I get when traveling to the city because it's something that I don't really do very often. Whenever I get back into the city, I always feel like an Asian country boy. Because I'm constantly surrounded by trees now where we live in rural Australia, it does feel weird being around taller buildings now. But I do really like the change of scenery. And the reason why I come all the way to Brisbane City is to go to this Japanese grocery shop that has the cheapest natto and yummy rice. They also have these sakura themed decorations that always hits me in the face and it kind of hurts. So going to this Japanese grocery shop definitely gets me out of the countryside town and gets me into the city. And I grabbed this natto, which is $2 for a 4-pack, so it comes out to 50 cents each. But in Japan you could buy these for $1. And I also grabbed this bag of rice that's $3.20 for 1 kilogram, which is pretty cheap. Now let's go home to the countryside so I can make my yummy Japanese food. And after a long 2 hours and 30 minutes of traveling, I'm finally back home and I can finally make my yummy Japanese food that I've been craving. So this is a Japanese breakfast that I love making because it comes out to only $1 for me, and it's really cheap and affordable but also really yummy. So the very first thing that I always do is wash and clean the rice because it does make the rice yummier. I think it makes it a bit fluffier by washing it and taking off all the starch off. It's something that my mother did growing up, so I might as well do it as well because I'm a grown up now too and I gotta wash my rice. Now I'm just in my wife's garden and grabbing some green onions that we use, and they are basically free because we keep regrowing them from the stem. A lot of Japanese cooking uses nigi, which is also green onion, so it's definitely worth having. So the reason why I love making this breakfast is because all you need is the ingredients, and it's actually not very hard to make. It's just preparing everything. And first I'm going to be cutting the green onions, very fine and very small. And because of the property that we live on, we're able to grow a lot of our own fruits and veggies. It's very useful for cooking. And now I'm going to prepare the natto, which is fermented beans. And each pack usually consists of a soy sauce and this mustard called karashi. This is definitely a staple part of Japanese diet and Japanese breakfast, but it's something that is very niche and a taste that's very acquired, so a lot of Western people might not like it, especially by the way it looks, and it's very slimy like that. And the reason why a lot of Japanese people love it is because they grow up eating it, and it's same thing with how Australians love promite. It's something that you just have to grow up eating. And these are some of the free-range organic eggs that I grabbed earlier, and they are technically free for us as well. Having our own free-range chickens and eggs has definitely helped our family a lot. Because there's currently a shortage of eggs in the stores in Australia, it's sometimes difficult to find eggs in shops as well as the prices going up. So by having our own chickens, we definitely benefit a lot. Especially when I'm able to add these yummy eggs to the dish. So now that the egg is basically finished, I'm gonna go check up on the rice. Because I was born in Japan and also grew up eating a lot of Japanese food, rice is definitely something that I would eat every single day. So when it comes to comfort food, rice is definitely one of the biggest key components in making me happy and feel at home. And today, because I only made 2 cups out of that 1 kilogram bag of $3.20, this is probably about 60 cents worth of rice. And yes, I'm eating a big boy serving, so if you can see, it is a lot of rice. But because I traveled so far to make this, I really think that it's well deserved and I was really hankering for it. You guys can tell me in the comments if you think 5 hours to travel to make this dish was worth it, because I think it is. Alright, now I'm just gonna finish up and put all the food together. First, I'm gonna put the natto and the green onions onto the rice, and that's the first thing that I will do. One thing you gotta be careful with the natto is that it gets very stringy and very sticky, so make sure you don't get those strings on you. They look like a bit of spider webs or something. Some people like to mix the rice with the natto, but I personally don't like doing that because then the flavor is lost with the rice. But everyone has their own style, and that's just how I like to do it. And now I'm going to put some yummy free-range organic eggs on top, and it is piping and steaming hot. Alright, one of the final things to do now is to put the soy sauce on top, and this is a Japanese shoyu that I get at the shops. And I like to pour just a little bit on top and not too much because it gets too sodium-y and too salty. And now the final part, the cherry on top, or more like the seaweed on top, is literally just seaweed on top. So this is my cheap $1 Japanese meal that I love to make for breakfast and something that I look forward to and I would be willing to travel 5 hours to make. It's one of my joys and comfort food. Now I'm going to swap my glasses and eat outside in the sun. This is my favorite tree stump to sit on while eating food because it's a great way to enjoy nature and the beautiful bird sounds. So sometimes being able to eat alone in the forest is definitely something that I enjoy and is a very big luxury. Now that I finished my very late breakfast, which is now 1 o'clock at this point, and now I've got a few chores to do around the house and I need to do some stuff because I ate a lot of rice and there's a lot of carbs that I need to burn off. Now I'm going to go around and collect some of the free fruit and veg that grow around the property. First, we got the kumquats and oranges. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to go around and collect fruit. Now you can listen to some of the music that I record during the day and watch me pick some of my favorite fruit. One of the benefits of being a 6'4" big Asian guy is that I can grab a lot of the fruits and oranges that no one else can reach. But then again, there are a lot of negative things when you're really tall like me, especially when living in Japan. Because it's getting very cold in Queensland, it's really good that we have all these oranges and things that have vitamin C because a lot of the kids are getting sniffly and it's just really good to have. Alright, so let's see now our first haul of what we got. I really like these bigger oranges because they're really easy to pull compared to the mandarins that we get. And after I pick all the ripe oranges, now we are going to the next tree which has passion fruit. This is actually one of my favorite fruits now, and I've never even had one before moving to Australia, so it's a really big novelty for me to be able to have passion fruit. So there's a few ways that you're able to eat passion fruit. Usually we just eat it with a spoon, and we also have it in our soda drinks. And when I have enough time, I like to make popsicles out of them as well. And this is one of the biggest perks of living in the rural side of Australia, is that we can pick all these fruits and vegetables, and it's all free. Let me know what you guys grow in your garden. And now I'm just going to take a little sample and a taste of the orange that grows on the property. It's really good. Because a lot of the times I'm recording music or editing YouTube videos, coming outside to pick fruit and vegetables is definitely a way that I can really refresh. And being able to have fruit and vegetables that have no sprays or preservatives is definitely a great thing. We just pick it off the stem and eat it. And something I find myself doing a lot while eating is going on my Asian squat. This is something that you learn as an Asian man. I would squat like this all over Japan, especially in front of 7-Elevens and convenience shops. Now the next thing we're going to grab is some pumpkins, and there are so many pumpkins this year. I'm just going to walk around and show you guys how many there are. They're just laying on the ground and ready to be eaten. And a lot of people have been asking me to make some Japanese food and Japanese recipe videos, so I might use some of these to make some Japanese pumpkin, potato, and other vegetables that we grow on the property, and I think that'll be a nice video. But you guys can let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see as well, because I'm always up for recommendations and things to make. Now that I've collected my fair share of pumpkins, I'm going to head over to the lemon tree. This is also another thing that my kids love doing, and it's an activity that we can share together. Picking fruit and vegetables from the property is one of the best things that we do as a family in the countryside. And now I've arrived to the lemon tree that keeps giving, and there are so many lemons here, and there's so many sometimes that it just rots on the tree or falls down, so we try to give it away to as many people as we can, and it's still even too much. Well, thanks for watching to the end of the video, and I really appreciate you watching, because I'm sure not a lot of people will watch all the way through, and the fact that you're listening to what I'm saying right now, it really means a lot. So thank you, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye.